Welcome, listeners, to Dungeons and Pop. We have another Shanty Hunters episode. There were some issues on the back end with the editing process, so the music on this might be a little weird, but it's still a pretty good episode and it's pretty enjoyable. Our promo, and apologies for not having Cyber City out earlier this week. I just ran into some issues. It's going to start coming back on time next week. We don't have a promo for this week. It's just been hectic, so I haven't had a chance to pick one out, but we will be having promos again starting next week.
And now, on to the show.
And Amos has an injury now. So, what does he do? Does he seek help for the injury, or does he just oh, it'll get better if I just leave it alone, or what?
He immediately pours some of his alcohol on it to sterilize the wound, and I think he tears off a sleeve to just tie it up.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could persuade you of something. I had an idea of how to help heal him, but I don't know if it would fit. If that makes any sense. But I was thinking of using Kai to see if I could help him bind his leg and make sure it's clean and shit like that.
I mean, if you want to assist, sure. Let's see if that works.
Because I have a point in time. So I was
okay.
It is that's 5 and a 1, so 6.
And that was in kind.
See ya.
And
we always rolling so well on these.
Okay, that's a 6. And let me see. Well, I mean, actually, I'll leave this up to Amos. I don't know how well he might know your character, but you make this offer to him. Amos, do you turn it down? Do you think it's weird that this guy has just done this after serenading these sirens off the ship, or what?
After the one that's trying to help you just carved his freaking name into the other one's chest.
I think I would, because Amos is impressed that he carved Junior so elegantly into the chest of the siren.
Okay,
that takes some talent. He's tried it before.
Okay. Then I'll just say that he assists in the medical. Cleaning this wound up, and you will have no. It's still there, but you're not going to. I'm not going to be like, oh yes, it's still there, and so therefore you're going to have, it's still there. Therefore, you're bleeding out or something. No, nothing like that. So effectively, you have staunched this for now, and as that morning, or actually that night, it was late afternoon when this happened. So now it's the sun is setting and it's almost dark. Are you all going to go to your bunks for the night? Or are you going to sit up on deck, or what are you doing?
Bink is actually going to climb up to the crow's nest and then just serenade the ship during the night.
You know that there's going to be a watchman already up there, right?
He'll hang out with the watchman.
Okay. I don't know if this watchman would be, he heard about what you did, but I don't know. He might think you're a really weird dude, but okay. Okay, so he's up there. What about Amos and Sarah Stuffington?
Well, I think Earl would just kind of meander around the deck for a while. And probably just gonna like fall asleep on like the side of the top deck. Like he's just enjoying being outside so much. He doesn't give a shit if I get wet. He's just gonna find like a place like off to the front, like off towards the bow near the ship's head, and it just kind of like eventually he's just gonna crash like right by the ship's head.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And what about I can never remember the name.
Almost.
Amos. Right. Okay.
Amos. He tries to find an empty barrel up on the top of the ship.
Wait. A barrel?
Okay. He's trying to find an empty barrel. Why?
Because his plan is to climb in it so that he's in the right place where if he hears danger, he can pop out and just shoot the threat just in case.
So you're pulling a treasure island. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of want to make you roll to see if there is a random empty barrel somewhere.
Okay.
Make a roll for. What would that even be?
A seaman ship, maybe?
I think this should be a seaman ship.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe there was some. Whether or not there was a lazy crewman that left some random container out.
This is going to be my thing. And everything, there's always. I'm going to pull something that no one knows.
What do you think this is, Donkey Kong?
That's a 4.
All right. Let me roll the nameless crew members. Roll to see. Did he leave a barrel out? And how many ticks do you have in seamanship?
0.
Then unfortunately you were not finding a barrel because I rolled a 5. So there is no barrel. If you want to hide somewhere, you're gonna have to find somewhere that's not a barrel. There are no barrels randomly out here.
Get out of here.
I think Amos just dies and he goes back to his bunk because he was hoping not to use Plan B. And you just see him come back out with a large empty sack that he climbs in, and so and on the front of the sack is just a bag of potatoes.
Hold on.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, although you better hope no one mistakes it for like garbage, because then you're going right over. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you all bunk down for the night, and when the watchman the next morning, the night passes uneventfully. Well, as much as it was that first night. And then the bell rings in the morning, and the ship's cook is ringing the bell for breakfast. And are you all early risers, or are you all like sleep late, or what are you?
I can say for sure that Earl is up every morning at like 6:30 exactly. And it makes no sense because he doesn't carry a watch or anything like that, but he is awake every morning at 6:30 without fail.
Okay.
Oh god, this is a deep cut joke, but I have to do it. So Bink is up when the sun rises, and he of course he plays Rockadoo.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy someone got that.
man.
I just realized I almost didn't tell anyone else his plan, so you guys would probably notice there's a mysterious new bag of potatoes with this sound coming on.
You know what happens?
No one's going to stab that bag.
You know what happens with this? What happens with this? You got into a sack with potatoes on it, right? And now the ship's cook is ready to start making breakfast, right? So then, he comes up from the galley, right? Just to stretch his legs before starting to cook up, and then he pauses because he sees this bag that says potatoes on it, and he thinks, he's like, why the heck is that up here and not where it's supposed to be in my galley? And then, so without even opening it, he takes it and attempts to lift it and carry it back. Now, I want you to make me are you dead set on this being your hiding place?
I feel like Amos is asleep at this point.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't woken back up yet.
Okay, well then never mind. He can't make a roll if he's asleep.
Yeah.
So then the cook lifts this bag and is like, I must have had a whole bag of potatoes I didn't know about in there. Okay, all right, here we go. And he just lugs it back down there because he just assumes it's a very full bag of potatoes and he hasn't opened it yet. And so he just plonks you right there in the galley with all the other stuff. And then he starts prepping breakfast, and let's just I'm going to make a roll. I'm going to make a roll to see if he has the brilliant idea to use potatoes in today's menu, because if he does, it's about to get really interesting. And this isn't attached to any sort of skill.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I'm going to say a really terrible joke, but it's also one of my favorite quotes, but meat's back on the menu, boys.
Okay. Yeah, I think he realizes that he has this bag that he completely forgot about. So he's going to definitely use it because he just rolled a 6 on a 6. And so he's prepping everything, and he's got some hot pans out with a fire burning under him, and his idea is to throw in a whole big bunch of these potatoes along with maybe some eggs and some onions, and then he gets to, he's just he's whistling, he's having a great day, and then he gets to your sack, and he just it's tied off at the top, I'm assuming, right? You or at least it's stuffed into the inside.
It's tied off at the top. Very poorly, because he had to tie it from the inside.
Okay. Yeah. So then he's not even looking down at the sack. He's just doing it by reflex. And then he unties it, and he doesn't even look. He just reaches down in there. It's like, okay, where's potato? And he feels what is very clearly a human being.
Oh god.
And I think some of the crew up on deck might hear some kind of a because you've just oh man.
Do I need to roll to make sure Almost doesn't, when he wakes up from the yell, he doesn't actually fire the gun?
Actually, if you have your gun cane in the if you have your gun cane in the sack, yes you do. I need you to roll, please.
All right.
Damn it.
No, I gotta re-roll that. That did not roll enough. It literally plopped.
Okay.
That's a 5. Because otherwise it would have been a 6. And I didn't feel fair because I literally heard it plop. It did not roll at all first time.
Okay. It's so you rolled a 5, right? And this was athletic, right? Or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Rolled for athletic, and then you made a 5. I'm not sure what I can roll to have a have a difference, to have a conflict with that.
Sense trouble, maybe.
Or yeah, maybe if the cook backs off in time to avoid possible firing of gun. Or if the gun
potential firing of gun. Okay.
Okay. So. Okay. I'm just gonna say that because you rolled for a 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say that thankfully you have enough presence of mind not to fire the gun, because if you had, you might have actually injured the cook, because he rolled a 3. So you don't fire, but he's just screamed. And I mean, what do you do? Are you going to hopefully to get out of this sack and make some sort of explanation as to why you were hiding in here?
I think almost just bursts up and salutes and goes, U.S. Secret Intelligence, sir. Reporting for... yeah, he bursts up and he salutes, U.S. Secret Service, sir.
And yeah, I think for the first few moments, Mr. Cook is completely nonplussed. He's like, "How did my day go so wrong so soon?" And then he's just like he's still catching his breath after freaking out, and he's like, "What are you doing in my galley?"
I was up on the seaboard, sir, in case any more creatures came aboard. I figured they would go for the sack of potatoes first before there was no one else around.
But he's nodding very slowly and very like, this is beyond strange. And then he takes in a deep breath and he just resolutely turns back to his stovetop and resumes cooking, because it's like, I understand this. This makes sense. That over there, I'm not even touching because I don't get it. But I'm going to do my job.
He's probably just looking at him like, you are weird. You are a weird person. I'm going to walk away.
I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah, so then, yeah, breakfast that morning goes well enough, despite the rather hilarious mishap. And I think this story travels through the crew like so fast. Everyone hears about it in the next 10 minutes, and then, you know, so when you guys are all in the breakfast line, you're hearing some laughs and maybe some thinly veiled jibes from the crew about
I think even Bink's getting in on it. Like, if you remember that song Scatman, just replace the word scat with Sackman, and he's pointing at him going, Sackman, beep.
Yeah, okay.
Almost is eating his breakfast at the farthest end of the galley from everyone else.
Okay. And I think what about Stuffington? What's he up to?
I think Earl is probably just kind of walking around with everybody else, just kind of fucking like, he's eating as he's moving and talking, and he is just like, this is a lot of people, right? Or not like a lot of people, but it's more people than he's used to.
It's a full crew, so yeah.
You know, it's more people than he's used to in a normal guy, and so he's just like, good morning, and he's just fucking like not even like just in between, like, you know, talking, just bites of food, like he is just full tilt
Okay. But as you're Earl, as you're walking about and just good morning everyone, I want you to roll there's no such thing as notice in this game, but I just want you to roll a d6 for me, please.
Oh no. Oh no, is Earl a Yandere?
I think it's a big old 4.
Yeah, you everything, like, you pass a few clusters of the sailors who seem to be talking in lowered voices, but you don't take any notice of it. You chalk it up to, oh, just sailors gossiping about sailor things, and it's not really my business, so I'm just going to continue. You don't take any notice of it. So, but as the I'm going to encapsulate a rather large period of time here in the next little bit. But as the days go on, it seems that the weird sirens at the beginning might have been the only issue, because you pass 3 or 4 days with not much of anything. The captain sails you well. You have fair weather. The wind keeps up. But around the 4th or 5th day from that point, everyone wakes up, and I think everyone realizes. They go out on the deck, and the crew is there, but they're not really doing as much as they should be for sailing a ship. And you look up at the wheel, and the captain seems to just be standing there. He's not even directing the ship, and you're wondering why is this going on? And then I think all of you notice, possibly at the same moment, there is a sound that has accompanied you since the beginning. And this sound has completely disappeared. That sound was wind.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
You are listening, and you cannot hear a single breath of air. There is no wind. You are now becalmed. You are going nowhere.
Well, shit. What are we doing? Sitting here.
I mean, how does each one of you react to this rather terrifying revelation?
Earl sneezes and goes, "Oh shit, this is bad."
Okay, fair enough.
So Bink actually finally settles down, and he's just going to say, "Oh fuck."
Okay. And what about Amos?
Okay, I think Amos is going to investigate the situation the only way he knows how.
Which is, what is he going to do?
He's going to dive down and see what he can find. Or dive off the ship. Or did I misheard part of the situation? The situation is we can't move, right? We're not moving at all.
You're not moving, but the reason you're not moving is not anything to do with the ship. It's the fact that there is no wind. Without wind, you can't move.
Sorry, my bad, Wesley. I missed that part.
That's okay. Without filling the sails, you're not going anywhere. So, I mean, if you want to investigate, just to pass the time, maybe until something might happen, you can. But what are you investigating?
Okay. Well, I think Now, I'm Calvin balling this, but I still think that I'm thinking about it. I almost would think the last threat came from down below, but they can't. We're not seeing any. I mean, he will probably go first up to look around and see if there's anything he can see up above. But I think if he doesn't find anything like going up, I think he's going to go up the mast and just look around first. And if he doesn't find anywhere there, he's for the next reaction is to see if there's anything. If he dives into the water, he can see that's around that may be causing this.
Okay. Well, if you're going to be doing that, then I'm going to have you roll. You look around on board ship. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. You look around. You even climb to the top of the crow's nest, and you can't see. It's just ocean all around you. But I need you to roll for that dive you want to make.
Okay.
Because number one, you might want to tie yourself off to something. Otherwise, Yeah,
I think he would tie himself off. He's not.
You belong to the
He's
currents
ignorant.
now.
He's not stupid.
Ye have belonged to thine currents.
You belong to the sea.
Oh, it's a hetero. It's a 1.
Oh shit!
Okay. You tie yourself, which is good, but you try to execute a like an actual dive that will pierce the water, but you lose control of it about halfway through the air, and you have like the worst belly flop ever into you just flat, and it's it causes you to be very disoriented, and so you're under the water at this point, and you're kind of looking around, but your eyes are bleary because of what just happened. Plus, this is the ocean, but I'm gonna say that your head is feeling very dizzy after that, and just like behind your eyes for a split second, you see something. You see something that looks like a human outline of some type in the water, but you can't really make it out, and then it's gone. You see something, and they appear to be holding something in their right hand, but you can't tell what it is. And then poof, this it disappears, and then you're thrashing back up to the surface. And do you want to take another dive, or swim down, or get back on board?
I have a suspicion you're going to get a trident to the butt.
I'm going to try one more time to die.
No!
But as he comes up, he yells out, "Foreign seaman!"
Okay. You're going to try to dive. All right. I need you to roll it again. See if this dive is any more successful than the last attempt.
Okay, that's a 4 this time.
Okay. Better. All right. Well, I mean, you are actually already in the water at this point, so that makes sense. You don't have to make a dive from distance. But yeah, you're able to dive, but you can't really get that far down. You're looking through the water, and you see just green shadows and like seaweed is floating by, and that weird apparition you seem to recall seeing, you don't see at all. And then you come back up, and I'm guessing get back on board the ship.
Yeah, I think at this point he's going to just get back on the ship.
Okay. Well, I don't want to steal the story too much, so I'm not going to. But yeah, for right now, you guys are in a spot of absolute calm, and this goes on for This goes on for at least the same amount as the part of the voyage you've already been on. So you spend about 4 or 5 days just stuck out here. And as you do, the food and water rations start to wane a little bit, because of course you must eat according to your schedule, and your schedule had you arriving at a certain time. Well, now you're stuck and you still have to eat and drink. And I think the crew gets a little bit more edgy and weirded out, and I think at one point the three of you are out on deck that day, and you hear you see this knot of sailors whispering and talking to each other in low voices, and you can't really make out what they're saying. Does anybody want to maybe make a roll, see if you can get a little closer to hear what they might be talking about?
I will sacrifice myself. What do you want me to roll?
I'm gonna have you roll for stealth to see if you could get within earshot of them without them noticing you.
Okay, I can deal with that. I got a flat 6 because I have a 0 in stealth.
Okay, let me roll for the crew.
Also, I had also after this, I had a question about.
Okay. And yeah, they are so terribly absorbed in their conversation, they don't see a thing because that's a 1.
Fuck yeah.
And yeah, so you, what you're hearing, you're hearing snatches of conversation and little pieces, but then as you get nearer, you hear this one guy. He's a big, swarthy, kind of he's a black guy. He's got a tattoo of a manta ray on his arm, and he's talking to this surrounding crew, and he's talking, and he says, "Yeah, I know. I didn't used to believe it either about the secrets buried down on that continent. I didn't, but well, you've seen what happened when we set sail, didn't you? It could be some truth to it, especially if her spirit, her ghost, is guarded against anyone finding it." That's what you hear.
Can I roll an occult to see if I can suss out some more information about this weird stillness going the hell off?
Yes, you can. Roll me an occult.
I have a point. I have a +1. I like these dice. That's another 6 + 1.
7. All right, let's roll again. Okay. Yeah. You were able to get a lot, because that was a natural 1, even with the additional point I gave it for being in this area. Yeah. So you only have a 1 point in occult, but for some reason you're thinking that you get this impression that yes, this calm is not of natural means, and you have an idea that there is a way to stop it. But I'm not sure how well the others or the crew or even the captain might take this way, because very distinctly in your mind you hear this voice, and it sounds very distorted, as if it's actually coming from underwater. And the voice says, "To spare the lives of many will cost the life of one.
Okay, so I'm going to do something kind of fucked up. Maybe. I don't know how this is going to go. But Earl is going to pull his fucking wallet out of his pocket.
Okay.
And he is just going to start thumbing out money.
God damn it, Earl.
Oh wait, it's gonna get better. He's gonna look up at the captain and the crew and everybody else assembled in the mess hall. He's gonna stand up on the fucking table and he's gonna go, I know what we must do to proceed forward on our adventure. And he goes, I will pay your family a great dividend if you sacrifice yourself now to get us back on the path to glory.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Let me roll for the crew to see if anybody is stupid enough to be like, yes, I totally will.
I mean, Earl is a dilettante. He's got money.
I get that, but ugh.
That's why I said it's a little fucked up. But I'm willing to pay somebody's family to let.
Yeah, okay. That's a like none of these guys are in. None of these guys are going to roll with class much, but they are going to roll with. They're rolling with sense trouble because yes, this is serious trouble for them if they say yes, and they have just to know how persuasive you're being with this very horrible speech you're giving right now. Roll me with class, please.
I got a +2 in that, so this should be good.
You've got all the class.
Ooh, that is a 7. 5 plus a 2.
Ooh. Okay, you have just matched my roll.
Oh. What will we do?
So now, I am going to say that you that there is a guy, kind of an older sort of grizzled, gray bearded sailor who comes up and he kind of nods along to what you're saying, and he's really superstitious. It might be you notice him actually. He was one of those guys that was listening in when the one sailor was talking about, this could actually lend credence to this story of buried treasure. But the fact is, he also did match your role. So it's equal parts. He wants to help, but he also doesn't want to die. So what you're going to have to do, I think, is, since you're the one making this offer, he comes up to you and he says, if you could beat me in a wrestle match, you can take me.
Oh fuck yeah! Earl takes his jacket and his he takes his jacket off and he takes his overshirt off and he's in his little wife beater or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and he goes, all right, I'll take your challenge.
And I think immediately all the other crew members, they jump up and they, if not for such high stakes, they've seen this done before. So what they do is they'll just push all the tables back to the sides, clear this big open space, and they form this ring in the center. And there you two are. And
I'm going to look at Binks before this shit starts. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell Binks, I'm going to tell him, start me some music to fight to.
Oh.
Okay.
See, yep. Riot!
Oh boy, how is this going to turn out? Ooh.
Fun.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I think you're all. This has just happened, and everyone is clearing space, and the old sailor who's volunteered for this, he's kind of just standing over there, kind of stretching his back out and limbering a little bit. Amos, I believe that you were the one who did the announcement, and you're the one who's going to have to fight him. Do you do anything? Do you?
It was Earl that was fighting him, I believe.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Earl. I'm sorry. But Earl, do you in the small amount of time before this is all cleared up and ready, are you doing anything? Are you just standing there waiting? Are you gonna talk to this guy at all, or what are you doing?
So Earl is going to, in typical Southern fashion, is going to start unbuttoning his shirt because it's a nice shirt, and he don't want to ruin his good shirt.
Okay.
So he's unbuttoning his shirt, taking it off, and he's kind of limbering up as well, kind of just like getting ready for this, and probably talking a little shit. You know what I mean? He's probably like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wrestle the shit out of you, boy. Like I wrestle gators bigger than you, like the whole nine."
I think he just looks at you with this like the basically he's saying without saying it, the naivety of youth. He's just looking at you. He's like, he's not speaking to you, and he's prepping. What are the other two doing? They're in the crowd here. What are they doing?
Well, Amos is very quickly running over and taking the shirt and folding it up and putting it somewhere where it's not going to be damaged this thing. Because the last thing he needs is to show back up with the dilettante he was guarding with a ripped shirt and no explanation to be given.
Okay, so he's like your towel boy. All right. And then
Binks was requested to provide the music, so Binks walks over to behind Earl, and he looks in four corners at first. He's just, nothing. Does it again, and all of a sudden, in the last corner, he looks, piano.
Okay, there is now a piano in this mess hall. Got it. All right. All right.
He is a sea witch.
Okay.
No one ever ask questions about this.
Okay. Well then. Okay, so there is a piano, but now I just want you. Now this is just for fun, basically. It's not going to affect the story, but I want you to roll me and figure out. Like, there is a piano, but is he any good at playing a piano?
Yes. This was the moment.
What are you going to use? This would be class, I think. You'd have to roll class for this.
I'm so happy for this because I actually put a point into class.
Okay, then roll.
Okay.
I will roll for
okay, so
badly, I suppose.
So Binks rolled a 6 and +1, that is a 7.
Okay. Let me roll mine here. Oh, yeah, you beat my roll, which means you are at least good enough to play. So you're gonna like serenade or play while they're.
I actually have something prepared.
Okay. All right.
So here we go. So the song starts with the bum ba bum ba bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum, and the song goes. Gather up all of the crew, it's time to ship out Binks' brew. Sea wind blows to where, who knows, the waves will be our guide. Oh, across the ocean sky, rays of sunshine far and wide. Birds, they sing of cheerful things in circles passing by. And I will not continue.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm just going to say that in the background of this fight that is yet to begin, they hear the strains of this. So, or possibly very small, because I'm sure the crew's going to get way into it. So then you two are sort of squared up, and the whole rest of the crew is like made a big circle around, and even the captain is there, but he's not necessarily stopping everything. He's just making sure the crew stays where they're supposed to stay, and doesn't jump in on the fight or anything. And he doesn't really. He is the captain, but you're the one who just came up out of the water and said, "Hey, I have a way to fix this problem." So he's like, "Oh, you do? Well, then that's great because I don't." Or that's what he's thinking anyway. So, okay, so you're squaring up, you're kind of circling each other, and I'm gonna want to I'm going to need you to roll for me. I believe this will be an athletics roll to see if maybe you can. Or actually, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to just hit him? Are you trying to grab him and hold him? What are you doing?
So I have a thing. I don't know if it makes any sense, but I want to do this classily. Like,
okay. But your action is fighting him.
Yes.
So this would be athletic, I believe. I don't think you can apply slack for this.
No, athletics is perfect though, because I have a 1 in that. So 1d6 plus uno. That is a 5 plus 1.
That is a 6 total. All right.
We'll see.
Then let me roll him and see if he manages to lay you out on the floor on the first pass.
Oh no! How strong is this old man?
You rolled a 6, right?
Uh-huh.
He rolled an 8.
God damn it!
So what were you trying to do anyway?
I was gonna go for his legs, take him down.
Yeah, I think he's. I think you underestimate how fast he can still move for being an older guy, and he just. I mean, he just skips steps, and I think he just like on the way past, he just kicks you. He just kicks you in the side like pretty hard, and then jumps back a little bit, and he's looking at you, and he, despite the very high stakes of this fight, he kind of laughs a little bit, and he says, "You were the one sneaking bad earlier. Well, see what happens when you let your guard down, huh?" And he's just, he's jumping around a little bit. Are you going to try to go in again?
Oh, hell yeah. Earl's gonna... Oh, sorry, Sean, what?
I feel like at that, I almost was going to be convinced to do something stealthily.
Are you trying to throw the fight here? What's going on?
Well, hold on.
Earl.
Ye of little faith, don't doubt Earl that quickly.
Oh no, he's gonna help out Earl because I think he thinks around, he's watching this and he's like digging around in his pocket, and since we're by the beach,
Sean, are you about to say what I think you're gonna say?
Oh man.
Yeah, I am. I think
do it.
I think Earl is going to try to throw some sand into the arena to distract.
Okay, but like, how would this distract? At the ship, there's sand all over the place in some cases. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, but this actually,
like, how? I suppose the question is, how are you doing this? Like, what are you trying to do?
Almost just trying to come from the side and stealthily throw some sand. So, like as Nick posted in the channel, he's trying to pocket sand.
Throw sand in the other guy's face.
You can find Dungeons and Pop at Dungeons Pop on Twitter and on your podcast app of choice. You can also join us on our Discord social club and maybe even join for a game and get your chance to be on a podcast, if only once. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed our show, please leave a review.